The restaurant industry is highly vulnerable during economic downturns. Even major chains like McDonald's, Burger King, and Starbucks are shuttering multiple locations this year. Many other prominent restaurant chains, including Taco Bell, Chipotle, and Red Lobster, are also facing mounting challenges and are at serious risk of going under due to the ongoing recession. No restaurant chain is immune to the retail apocalypse, and the video will provide a list of 15 major restaurant chains that are falling apart in 2024. 15. Sbarro. This famous pizza chain has been a staple in shopping malls across America for more than 2 decades. During the heyday of the shopping mall boom, Sbarro's convenient locations and signature New York-style pizza made it a hugely popular dining destination for mall-goers. However, the company now finds itself falling behind its competitors as the retail landscape continues to evolve. The main challenge facing Sbarro is the decline of the traditional shopping mall. As more and more consumers shift their shopping habits towards online retail and open-air lifestyle centers, the foot traffic that once sustained Sbarro's business model has dwindled. To make matters worse, the company has failed to adapt by offering any kind of delivery or online ordering service, which has become table stakes for successful pizza chains in the modern era. Since 2004, Sbarro has been forced to close over half of its restaurant locations across the United States as a result of these changing dynamics. Their revenue has steadily declined year after year, and the company has faced mounting cost pressures on key ingredients like flour, tomatoes, cheese, and meat toppings. Rather than absorbing these higher costs, Sbarro has opted to pass them along to customers in the form of higher menu prices. However, this strategy has backfired, as many Sbarro customers have become dissatisfied with the perceived drop in quality and value that has accompanied the price hikes. Complaints about smaller portion sizes, less flavorful sauce and toppings, and an overall diminished dining experience have led to even further erosion of Sbarro's customer base and sales. Given Sbarro's failure to innovate and adapt to the realities of the modern food service landscape, industry experts are pessimistic about the chain's long-term prospects. Analysts from the food publication Mashed predict that unless the company can dramatically reinvent its business model, many of Sbarro's remaining restaurants are likely to shutter in the coming years. 14. Hooters. Hooters will celebrate its 40th year in business in 2024, but retail analysts are unsure whether the controversial restaurant chain will still be around by the end of this decade. Once a cultural phenomenon known for its scantily clad waitstaff and sports bar-style menu, Hooters has struggled to maintain relevance in an era of increased scrutiny around gender dynamics and changing consumer preferences. Hooters, the well-known restaurant chain known for its scantily clad waitresses, has struggled with a number of financial and operational challenges in recent years. The company has invested heavily in various ventures that ultimately failed, incurring significant losses in the process. One of the most high-profile failures was the Hooters Casino Hotel in Las Vegas, which opened in 2006 but has been teetering on the verge of bankruptcy since 2019, losing millions of dollars. This disastrous investment highlighted the company's lack of strategic foresight and poor decision-making when it came to diversifying its business. In an attempt to adapt to changing consumer preferences, Hooters has also been forced to make a number of changes to its operations and brand image. More than 7% of its total retail footprint has been shuttered as the company struggled to maintain profitability. The brand even tried to rebrand some of its locations as Hoots and had its waitresses dress more conservatively in a bid to appeal to a broader customer base. However, these efforts have largely failed to stem the tide of declining sales and customer interest. At the heart of Hooters' problems has been a lack of stability in its management and constant changes in ownership over short periods of time. Whenever a new buyer took over the company, they had to focus on restoring operations and regaining profitability, rather than thinking about the chain's long-term strategic direction and how it could differentiate itself from competitors. According to data shared by Eat This Not That, Hooters had around 430 units at its peak a decade ago. However, by the fall of 2022, only 318 stores were still open, a decline of over 25%. And at the beginning of 2024, that figure had fallen further to just 308 Hooters restaurants in the United States, representing a significant contraction of the brand's footprint. This downward trajectory highlights the challenges that Hooters has faced in adapting to changing market conditions and consumer preferences. Despite its iconic status and loyal customer base, the company has struggled to maintain its relevance and profitability in the increasingly competitive casual dining landscape. Moving forward, Hooters will need to carefully reevaluate its business model, invest in strategic initiatives, and provide strong, consistent leadership if it hopes to regain its former glory and secure a sustainable future. 13. Taco Bell. It's safe to say that Americans aren't happy about Taco Bell's latest price increases, and that is taking a toll on the chain's business. Customers have been voicing their frustrations on social media, expressing their dissatisfaction with the rising prices at Taco Bell locations across the country. Many have pointed out that some items on the Taco Bell app are even 25% more expensive than at the physical restaurants, further exacerbating the issue. To make matters worse, Taco Bell's reputation as a pop culture icon in America doesn't seem to be enough to shield it from the potential threat of bankruptcy. The company has faced several health concerns in recent years, but it appears they have not been proactive in addressing these issues. This lack of attention to crucial matters could be a contributing factor to the chain's current struggles. Moreover, Taco Bell has taken some drastic measures, such as shuttering a dozen locations without much warning to the public. Industry experts believe this is a troubling sign, as the company has spent years carefully cultivating its brand and expanding its reach. The sudden closure of these locations raises questions about the chain's overall financial stability and long-term viability. 12. TGI Fridays. The news about Taco Bell's struggles is not the only concerning development in the restaurant industry. According to the Daily Mail, the iconic international restaurant chain TGI Fridays, which has been around since the 1960s, may be on the brink of disappearing forever. In the past few years, it was announced that the company would close as many as 20% of its 386 locations worldwide. This move by TGI Fridays is a stark reminder of the challenges facing the restaurant industry, particularly in the face of changing consumer preferences, increased competition, and the economic uncertainties brought on by the pandemic. The potential closure of a significant portion of TGI Fridays locations could have a ripple effect on the industry, as customers may be forced to seek alternative dining options, and the job market for restaurant workers could be further disrupted. As both Taco Bell and TGI Fridays navigate these turbulent times, it remains to be seen whether they will be able to weather the storm and emerge stronger, or if they will ultimately succumb to the mounting pressure and disappear from the market entirely. In a surprising turn of events, the iconic restaurant chain TGI Fridays has announced that it will be shutting down its operations in the state of Texas permanently. This announcement has sent shockwaves through the local communities and the wider dining industry, as TGI Fridays has been a staple of American casual dining for decades. The decision to close all of its Texas locations comes as the company faces a multitude of challenges, including the ongoing impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, changing consumer preferences, and increased competition from newer, trendier dining establishments. Despite efforts to adapt and modernize the brand, TGI Fridays has struggled to maintain its foothold in the highly competitive restaurant market. The closure of the Texas locations is just the latest in a series of strategic moves by the company to streamline its operations and focus on its most profitable markets. In 2020, the company had a total of 380 locations across the United States, but that number has now dwindled down to just 289 as a result of the shutdowns. Industry analysts have attributed the decline to a shift in consumer preferences towards more health-conscious and authentic dining experiences, as well as the growing popularity of delivery and takeout services, which have put significant pressure on traditional sit-down restaurants like TGI Fridays. Despite the closures, the company has stated that it remains committed to the brand and will continue to explore new ways to adapt and evolve in order to meet the changing needs of its customers. However, the closure of the Texas locations is a significant blow, and it remains to be seen whether the company will be able to weather the ongoing challenges facing the industry. 11. Chipotle. Despite being a huge hit amongst the young on TikTok, the company's struggles precede its recent internet fame. According to Observe, Chipotle has been facing significant challenges for years, with declining revenue, weaker than expected financial results, and slowing growth being just a few of the company's problems. The rise of social media and viral trends has brought Chipotle into the spotlight, but it seems that the underlying issues within the company have not been resolved. Chipotle's struggles can be attributed to a variety of factors. The company has faced food safety scandals in the past, which have eroded consumer trust and damaged the brand's reputation. Additionally, the highly competitive fast casual dining market has become increasingly crowded, with new players offering innovative and diverse menu options that cater to evolving consumer preferences. Chipotle's focus on its signature burritos and bowls may no longer be enough to retain its customer base, as diners seek more variety and customization. If you are a loyal Chipotle fan, your support is crucial during this challenging time. The company has already closed 65 locations, and an additional 50 may be shuttered by early 2024. This indicates a need for significant restructuring and strategic changes to address the underlying issues and regain its footing in the industry. Your continued patronage and advocacy can help the company navigate these turbulent times and potentially turn the tide in its favor. 10. Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut used to be the biggest and most popular restaurant chain in the United States. It was a go-to destination for families, couples, and groups, offering a lively atmosphere and a wide range of menu options. People would frequent Pizza Hut for special occasions, such as family nights out, dates, and birthday parties, as well as for quick and convenient lunches. However, the landscape of the restaurant industry has shifted dramatically in recent years. Consumers have become more discerning and are increasingly seeking out high-quality, authentic dining experiences, often gravitating towards independent or specialty Italian restaurants that can provide a more elevated culinary experience. This shift in consumer preferences has had a significant impact on Pizza Hut's business model. As a result, Pizza Hut has had to adapt its strategy, focusing more on takeout and delivery services to cater to the changing needs of its customers. Unfortunately, this shift has not been enough to stem the tide of decline, and the company has had to make the difficult decision to close 450 of its locations permanently. The challenges faced by Pizza Hut are symptomatic of the broader struggles faced by the restaurant industry during economic recessions. When everyday Americans are faced with tighter budgets and financial constraints, one of the first things they often sacrifice is their regular dining out habits, as they prioritize saving on costs and making ends meet. This creates a ripple effect throughout the industry, with many restaurants being forced to shutter their doors or drastically scale back their operations. 9. Red Lobster. Since its humble beginnings in 1968, Red Lobster has been a beloved institution, serving up fresh, succulent seafood and the iconic Cheddar Bay biscuits that have become a signature part of the dining experience for Americans across the country. For decades, the restaurant chain has prided itself on providing affordable, high-quality seafood options, catering to the tastes and budgets of diners from all walks of life. However, in recent years, Red Lobster has faced significant challenges, struggling to maintain its foothold in an increasingly competitive and dynamic dining landscape. Despite its long-standing reputation and loyal customer base, the chain has been forced to shutter several of its once thriving locations, a stark testament to the evolving realities of the industry. In 2021, Red Lobster boasted an impressive network of over 700 restaurants, a testament to the brand's enduring popularity. Yet in the years since, the company has been forced to make the difficult decision to close the doors on more than 50 of these establishments, a move that the Thai Union Group, Red Lobster's parent company, has deemed necessary for the long-term health and viability of the business. As a Red Lobster spokesperson explained to Restaurant Business Online, the closures were the result of a thorough review of the company's restaurant portfolio, during which it was determined that certain locations were no longer viable in the current market. "We regularly review our restaurant portfolios," the spokesperson stated, "and have concluded that these locations are no longer sustainable for Red Lobster." The trend of closures is expected to continue in 2024, further underscoring the challenges facing the once dominant seafood chain. With increased competition from newer, trendier dining options and shifting consumer preferences, Red Lobster must navigate a rapidly evolving industry landscape in order to secure its long-term future. 8. Hard Rock. Cafe established in 1971. Hard Rock Cafe is one of the oldest and most iconic fast casual dining chains in the world. Over the course of its nearly 50-year history, the company has expanded far beyond its humble beginnings as a single restaurant in London, now boasting a diverse portfolio that includes not only its legendary eateries, but also a collection of hotels and casinos. However, despite its enduring popularity and global reach, Hard Rock Cafe has not been immune to the struggles faced by the broader dining industry in recent years. Like many of its contemporaries, the chain has been forced to shutter a number of its locations, a decision that speaks to the changing tides and shifting dynamics within the fast casual dining landscape. The reasons behind these closures are manifold, reflecting the complex interplay of factors that have come to define the modern dining experience. From evolving consumer preferences and the rise of alternative dining options to the economic challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic, Hard Rock Cafe has had to navigate a rapidly shifting landscape in order to maintain its position as a leading player in the industry. As the company continues to adapt and evolve, the future of its restaurant network remains uncertain. With the closure of several locations in recent years, Hard Rock Cafe must now confront the task of reimagining its business model and finding new ways to connect with both longtime fans and a new generation of diners. The path forward may be a challenging one, but the brand's enduring legacy and iconic status suggest that it is more than capable of meeting the demands of the modern dining landscape. The passage paints a concerning picture for the future of the casino industry, particularly with the continued impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The shuttering of casinos since 2020 has been a significant blow, and the industry is still grappling with ongoing economic challenges. Jim Allen, the chairman of Hard Rock International, has issued a stark warning about the potential for more casino closures in 2024. The pandemic has drastically reduced foot traffic and revenue for many gaming establishments, forcing some to shutter their doors temporarily or even permanently. The ripple effects of these closures have been felt throughout the industry, with job losses, reduced tax revenue for local governments, and a decline in tourism and related economic activity. The casino industry is a vital component of many local economies, providing employment opportunities and generating significant tax revenue. The prospect of more closures in 2024 is deeply concerning, as it could further erode the economic foundations of these communities. Allen's warning serves as a sobering reminder of the ongoing challenges facing the industry and the need for comprehensive strategies to address the impact of the pandemic and ensure the long-term sustainability of the casino sector. As the industry navigates these turbulent times, there may be a need for innovative solutions and collaborative efforts between casino operators, policymakers, and community leaders to find ways to support and revitalize the industry. This could include exploring new technologies, diversifying revenue streams, and implementing targeted economic development initiatives to attract visitors and boost local economies. The stakes are high, and the future of the casino industry will have far-reaching implications for the communities that depend on its success. 7. Subway. Subway, once a fast food giant, has seen a roller coaster of events throughout its history in the industry. In its heyday, the company was praised for its healthy image, thanks to its effective marketing campaigns that positioned Subway as a healthier alternative to traditional fast food chains. This strategy worked well, and Subway quickly expanded, becoming the largest restaurant chain in the United States. However, the company's fortunes soon began to change as customers started to scrutinize the nutritional value of Subway's offerings. It became apparent that the ingredients used in their sandwiches were not as healthy as the company had claimed. This revelation, combined with changing consumer preferences and increased competition from other fast casual restaurants, led to a gradual decline in Subway's popularity. In 2014, Subway began shutting down its locations, and by 2018, a staggering 1,100 stores had been closed. This downward trend has continued unabated, with Subway closing an additional 25% of its branches over the past 5 years. In the last 12 months alone, more than 500 Subway locations have gone dark, a clear indication of the brand's waning appeal. The company's financial troubles have become so severe that Subway is now reportedly considering selling its business entirely. According to the Wall Street Journal, The sandwich chain is struggling with worsening financial difficulties, and its future hangs in the balance. This once dominant player in the fast food industry now faces an uncertain and challenging road ahead. 6. Boston Market. In the 1990s, Boston Market was a shining star in the restaurant industry, with over 200 locations across the United States. The company's signature rotisserie chicken dishes had captured the hearts and palates of diners, making it a popular choice for those seeking a healthier alternative to traditional fast food fare. However, the tides have turned for Boston Market in recent years. The company's fortunes have taken a sharp decline, and it now operates a mere 330 restaurants, a far cry from its heyday. The primary reason for this dramatic downturn can be attributed to the increasing availability of rotisserie chicken in supermarkets across the country. As consumers gained easier access to the same type of rotisserie chicken that Boston Market had built its reputation on, the restaurant's unique selling point became less compelling, and its position in the market became increasingly tenuous. This shift in consumer behavior, coupled with the growing competition from grocery stores and other fast casual chains, has led to a significant contraction in Boston Market's operations. The once dominant player in the rotisserie chicken market now finds itself fighting for relevance as it struggles to differentiate itself and attract customers in an increasingly crowded and competitive landscape. The company faced a significant employee walkout, Insider reported, which resulted in the closure of 10% of all of the company's retail stores across the country. This disruption to the company's operations was a major concern for the leadership, as it threatened the long-term viability and sustainability of the business. In response, CEO Francis Allen issued a letter to all employees stating, "We must take immediate and decisive steps to ensure our operational structure will support long-term sustainability." He emphasized the need for the company to thoroughly reevaluate its geographic footprint and real estate portfolio in order to identify any locations that were underperforming or no longer viable in the current market conditions. The CEO made it clear that this would be an ongoing process, with the company continuously analyzing the performance and potential of each of its retail locations. This would involve assessing factors such as foot traffic, sales figures, local market trends, and the overall cost of maintaining each store. The goal was to identify any stores that were no longer contributing positively to the company's bottom line and to make the necessary adjustments to the overall real estate portfolio. 5. The Applebees restaurant chain has been a staple in the American dining landscape since its inception in 1980. For decades, the brand thrived, becoming a go-to destination for countless customers across the country. However, in recent years, the once booming enterprise has faced a series of financial challenges that have put its future in jeopardy. Despite the company's efforts to adapt and attract new patrons, such as introducing healthier menu options, launching a delivery service, and even offering irresistible discounts on late-night appetizers and festive cocktails, these strategies have not yielded the desired results. Regrettably, the sales numbers have continued to decline, leading to the closure of over 120 Applebee's locations nationwide. The situation has become so dire that the parent company, Dine Brands, anticipates even more restaurant shutdowns in the coming months. Executives are working closely with franchisees to address the financial woes, hoping to restore the brand's profitability and secure its long-term viability. The impending closures, a testament to the intensifying pressures faced by the once dominant restaurant chain, have left both patrons and industry observers alike pondering the future of this iconic American eatery. 4. The Cheesecake Factory, a beloved dessert destination, has been a fixture in the culinary landscape for half a century. However, the once thriving chain has faced its fair share of challenges in recent years. Since its humble beginnings in 1972, an alarming 38% of its locations have been permanently shuttered, with a staggering 10% of them going dark just within the past 3 years. This significant reduction in the number of Cheesecake Factory outposts serves as a stark reminder of the industry's volatility, as the company grapples with the financial strain of these closures, leading to a substantial decline in its overall earnings. 3. The once thriving IHOP restaurant chain has faced a tumultuous journey over the past few years. Established in 1958, the iconic brand had long been a beloved breakfast destination, offering a diverse menu that catered to evolving customer preferences. However, the onset of the pandemic brought about a dramatic shift in the company's fortunes. As the world grappled with the unprecedented challenges of the health crisis, IHOP found itself forced to shutter over 200 of its restaurants. One of its largest franchisees, CFRA Holdings, even succumbed to bankruptcy, further exacerbating the chain's struggles. The compounding effects of these setbacks have left IHOP in a precarious position, with the company now forced to close an additional 40 branches located across South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia. To stem the tide of these losses, IHOP has been compelled to make significant cuts to its menu, streamlining its offerings in an effort to reduce operational costs. Industry analysts suggest that the chain's traditional casual dining format may no longer resonate with the changing preferences of modern consumers, potentially accelerating the brand's downfall if left unaddressed. The once bustling IHOP locations, known for their cozy ambiance and iconic pancake stacks, now face an uncertain future as the company grapples with the aftermath of the pandemic's impact. The once thriving chain must now navigate a challenging landscape, finding innovative ways to reinvent itself and recapture the hearts and palates of a new generation of diners. 2. The once thriving sports bar and chicken restaurant, Buffalo Wild Wings, has fallen victim to the ongoing retail crisis. With a vast network of 1,333 locations across the nation in 2019, the chain's presence has dwindled significantly, as only 240 restaurants remain standing in 2024. The challenges facing Buffalo Wild Wings are multifaceted. The recent chicken shortage that gripped the country since 2021 has taken a toll, forcing numerous locations to close their doors. Additionally, the chain's underperformance and rising labor costs have further exacerbated the situation. In an attempt to offset these financial burdens, Buffalo Wild Wings has resorted to raising its prices. However, this strategy has backfired, as many of the company's franchisees have experienced a decline in business following the price hike. Customers, unwilling to pay the higher prices, have chosen to dine elsewhere, further shrinking the chain's customer base. The past year has been particularly difficult for Buffalo Wild Wings, as its retail footprint has continued to shrink. Restaurants in Colorado, Illinois, Florida, and Virginia have all shuttered, leaving a noticeable void in these regional markets. The once vibrant sports bar and chicken haven has been unable to withstand the pressures of the current retail landscape, forcing it to scale back its operations and close numerous locations across the country. 1. Benihana, the renowned Japanese restaurant chain, burst onto the scene in 1964, captivating diners with its charismatic founder, Hiroaki Aoki. The vibrant and interactive dining experience quickly gained a devoted following, as customers were enthralled by the skilled chefs who prepared their meals right at their tables. The sizzling sounds of sautéed meats, the dazzling knife work, and the theatrical flair of the tableside presentations made Benihana a must-visit destination throughout the 1990s and early 2000s. However, in recent years, the once beloved brand seems to have lost its luster in the eyes of consumers. With only 76 locations remaining open, Benihana is now considered a fading icon, struggling to recapture the magic that once made it a culinary sensation. The interactive and immersive dining experience that once captivated diners appears to have lost its allure, leaving the once thriving chain facing an uncertain future. The dark clouds of economic turmoil are looming on the horizon, casting a foreboding shadow over the future of many beloved dining establishments. Unfortunately, this impending storm will likely claim numerous casualties, forcing us to bid farewell to the cozy diners, the beloved pizza havens, and the casual eateries that have long been a cherished part of our community. If one of your favorite dining spots has found its way onto this list, it would be wise to visit them soon, for the harsh reality is that we can never predict when their doors may close for the final time. The uncertain future hangs heavy over these establishments, and the next visit could very well be the last chance to savor the familiar flavors and atmosphere that have brought us comfort and joy in the past. The days ahead will undoubtedly be challenging, but we must cherish the moments we have left with these special places that have woven themselves into the fabric of our lives. While the storm may be unavoidable, we can honor the legacies of these establishments by making the most of the time we have left with them.